Hello everyone, welcome back to Throttle Therapy. I'm going to go through a ride that we went through this weekend. That was the first part. Here you are at Hayley's RV Park. That's in Funkley, Minnesota, close to Blackduck. As you can see, the trail is literally on the RV park. Yeah, it's an old railroad track that they use for side-by-sides, ATVs, snowmobiles. This one goes all the way to Northam, where we went to get gas. It was raining. The weekend was pretty fun because there was a ton of mud. Everything was a lot of fun. I'm in my Maverick X3RR. Guy in front of me's got a Razor 4-seater, and then we've got a couple of Can-Ams, a Defender, a Commander, and then there's one CF Moto. For the most part, though, you'll just be seeing from my point of view on this video. A lot of fun. This place is pretty amazing. You get up there, and the guy who owns the RV park is great. His name's Rick. He has a fire going for you every night when you show up. He calls it the Sugar Shack. He also has a place called the Whiskey Shack. Like I said, it's well worth it. It's $30 a night. Full hookup RV, so electrical, sewer, and water. And like I said, it's probably worth every penny because it's out in the middle of nowhere. And you can go for a ride and get back and sit by the fire. There's some pretty good restaurants around the area. So, like I said, it's a nice place to go riding, and there was no dust this weekend. This was on our way to Northam. It was the closest gas. It's about 7, maybe 8 miles, roughly. Lots of puddles, lots of fun. You'll see this next part is right next to Moose Lake. Moose Lake is a pretty long lake, real nice lake. You'll see these trails were pretty muddy, real nice. Runs down the west side of Moose Lake, if I'm not mistaken, kind of in a north-south direction. There's a campground just about the southwest side, side-by-side accessible, and yeah, kind of muddy like you can see here. Real nice trail. This one comes out onto a logging road, and then a little bit of road riding to get to the next real nice one. But yeah, you can see here it's a pretty nice area. Overgrown. Somebody's already been through and cut out most of the trees. A couple of low hangers, but nothing major. I would suggest a glass windshield and windshield wiper blades. If you don't, there was a couple of people in our group who had plexi windshields, and they were cleaning them all the time, having to bring in a squeegee with some water and clean them off quite regularly. We were kicking up a lot of mud. The guy that's in front of me, he has a Razor, and he was having some problems seeing once in a while. And then there's the last place I'm going to show. This is up in a town called Ten Strike. It starts at a bar called the Hoot and Holler, and this was a lot of fun. Super muddy. Found a couple of really deep holes, and it was a good time. Hoot and Holler's got good food too, so definitely get there and have a couple of adult beverages if you want, and then head out onto the trail. Unfortunately, it was right around here where we started to have a windshield wiper malfunction. Just like anything else as you're doing this stuff, you find out through trial and error, and the nut backed itself off, so that'll be getting Loctited in place so it'll never happen again. Coming up on this next part, I had to fix a windshield wiper blade on the side of the trail, and then found a little bit deeper of a mud hole, pretty nasty, but had a lot of ruts. And then I added a video of somebody else took.